Good morning. Morning of day 4. I'm sorry I haven't been on YouTube putting the post up, but quite frankly, the first few days it just took me that long to get into this trip and organise the load, and the weather was bad, etc. So I really wasn't in the sort of mood. So we left Adelaide on Wednesday. I stayed in Adelaide for a few days while all that nasty weather sort of cleared. It was raining and dust storms and it's pretty angry sort of weather. So I left on Wednesday. Got to, it's about 70 k's I think, up the 10k climb out of Adelaide to Strathalbyn. Stayed there the night, left the next day and went to Meningie. Had the beautiful crossing of the river there and the ferry, and the weather was good. The wind was pretty strong behind me. And then I crossed the river on the ferry, which is a really nice thing to do with the bike. And then I thought, this is fantastic. I got the other side and the wind was screaming, really screaming behind me. I thought, this is going to be a good day. And then I looked at the GPS map and I thought, oh my God, it's going to do a U-turn. So it does a U-turn onto the Princess Highway. So the trucks were screaming by on Princess Highway. Then I went onto the highway, and then that screaming wind behind me was now a screaming 30 kilometres an hour right into my face. And the trucks were just everywhere. I said to my friend Kim the other night on the phone that it's possibly the most difficult day I've had in endurance in my whole life, including Ironman and marathons and all the rest of it. It was dangerous as hell, and the wind, I was down to 6 k's an hour, 7 k's an hour. So that was the way it was for, I think it was 44 k's or something, that part, the afternoon part. So I got into Meningie late. It was in the dark by 15 minutes, not much. So as a result of that, the caravan park was shut. So I squatted down by the river, which was a beautiful place to squat, and but no shower, of course. Anyway, I walked down a kilometre and a half to the pub, had a beautiful meal there. Anyway, we push on. So yesterday, it was about 70 k's to Salt Creek. Now, Salt Creek I was looking forward to because it was, I'd turn left at the bottom of Australia. I'd turn left, and then it's a straight line through the beautiful Coorong, which is a head office for magnificent birds, thousands of versions of birds, etc., on this beautiful inland waterway called the Coorong. So it was hard cycling, but there was hardly any trucks, so I was doing that pretty easy. Not easy, but I was handling it okay. So I went lean on this leg. I thought I won't take too much water, I won't take too much food, because I know at Salt Creek I'll get a shower and I'll get a room and I'll get a drink. Anyway, so Salt Creek came down on the computer. I thought 3 k's to go, 1 k to go. I get to the top of the hill, scream down the bottom of the hill to find that Salt Creek has now been closed. Oh my God. Oh my God, Salt Creek was now closed. No fuel, no food, no water, nothing anymore. There's one thing there, and we're going to have a look at it now. There's one thing now there, which was a coffee caravan. Nothing else in Salt Creek but a coffee van, which turned out to be 2 charming husband and wife farming folk. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, so this is what I saw. So you couldn't meet nicer people. So they made me some toasted sandwiches and let me camp in their back paddock, is what you'd call it. So I sat there last night, having had a monstrous amount of toasted sandwiches. And as the summer's going down, the lady came out and said, John, you've got to have dinner. So she made me dinner and then came down half an hour later with a big glass of South Australian wine and a big white serviette and a plate, as if I was staying at the Hilton or somewhere. So I was lucky. Very nice people. So here we are the next day, day 4, Saturday morning. I'm about to head off for 85 k's to a place called Kingston SE, and then after Kingston SC tomorrow, I start to track, I think, northeasterly towards Mount Gambier. After the Mount Gambier leg, 2 days time, I'll start tracking towards Warrnambool, Portland, and beyond that last sort of vector into Ocean Grove and all that sort of area. So I'll put this on YouTube today. Sorry I've been so silent, but that first couple of days took a bit of orientating, and emotionally I had to recover from that wind. Anyway, it's all good. The bike is perfect, and I seem to be stacking up to okay. I'm not sore. So it's essentially all good. So I'll be in touch on a more regular basis on YouTube as of today. Okay, catch you later.